Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today in the private group I'm going to talk about one of those things I can't talk about out here. It's a lot of the corruption stuff you're seeing now, but it all ties back to crypto, folks. Write it down. I was calling it a long time ago. I'm going to show you some of it that I will not show out here. I want to start by, and you can go to join that, you can go to daixrp.com to join the Patreon. You can click the join button below any of my YouTube videos, or you can hit the subscribe button on X and join through any of those. Now, one point I want to make, the market's kind of boring right now, but that number right there, 3.88 trillion in the entire market, that's the number I'm watching, because I believe soon you're going to see that number start going crazy. And when that happens, you're going to see all this new money flow in. That's when all these cryptos, including XRP, are going to start going nuts. I also wanted to point this out. Now I want to show you something. The Tether, the market cap of Tether is 163 billion. Well, they did their attestation today. There's the total things that they own with that 163 million. Remember, all the stable coins, legit stable coins, are invested in U.S. Treasuries or equivalents. So let's look at what Tether's invested in that's U.S. Treasuries or equivalents. 105 billion of it are in U.S. Treasury bills. We're not going to go, I won't count these. I won't count money market funds, but cash and bank deposits, 32. So 137-ish trillion is in U.S. Treasury bills and bank deposits, cash and bank deposits. Then non-U.S. Treasury bills we can't. So what you got is make 137 that's in Treasury bills or equivalents. Then they've also got a solid, what is that, 30 billion or so in corporate bonds, precious metals, Bitcoin, and other investments in secured loans. None of this counts. So my question is, if you're in things that go up and down and you claim to be a stablecoin backed one-to-one, how in the world does that work when you're not in one-to-one US dollar things? You're in very risky things like Bitcoin that go up and can lose as much as 80% in a down market. It's already been proven and shown. It's happened. This is why I don't think this Tether itself, now I think they're going to create a new stable coin is what they're going to do in order to be able to come into the US, but it'll be a totally separate stable coin. Here's Jamie Dimon, who banked Mt. Gox and also who had his people there before Ethereum was even launched working on it.
Merging. We've seen lately a merging of kind of crypto and JP Morgan and traditional finance in recent months, whether it's the Coinbase partnership that you announced yesterday, where Chase customers can use credit cards to fund Coinbase accounts, or Investor Day, where you said clients can buy Bitcoin, although you cautioned against it, or the stablecoin like token JPMD. How prevalent do you see crypto in traditional finance, and do you foresee risks as these two worlds do become more intertwined?
Yeah, well, first of all, there's never been a new financial product that didn't entail risk. So that obviously is going to be risk, and they haven't written all the laws yet. Like, think of the rules around it, like, AML and BSA and KYC and disclosures, and when they say stable coin, which we're going to have. I'm not against stable coins, like a mutual fund, but mutual funds have rules. What are the rules going to be around stable coins? And I think there are really, so I'm a believer in stable coin, a believer in blockchain, not personally a believer in Bitcoin itself. But you're the customer. I don't like to tell customers what they can and can't do with their money. That is a whole different issue for us. And so we're going to accommodate those things. You mentioned that we did a deal with Coinbase, so you can now move money from Chase to Coinbase. We're going to make it easier for people. They've agreed how to use our APIs, which we think is a good thing. So we'll be in it, and we'll see. It's a little bit of a solution looking for a problem, because if I'm going to send you, we already have the JP Morgan coin. We already moved money 24/7. We moved $10 trillion a day quite effectively, efficiently, safely, with all the cyber protection and stuff like that. But if I'm going to send you a stable coin, you're going to say to me at one point, well, I don't want your mutual fund, just send me cash, and then I'll invest the way I want. But there are things that stablecoins maybe can do that traditional cash can't, like is programmable. I might be able to send you a stablecoin, then you can send it to 10 different vendors you want to pay on a regular basis or something like that. So we'll be in it and we'll use it. And if the customers want to use it and how they use it and it's used properly, we'll be doing it. It's what the customer wants. It's not what JP Morgan personally wants.
Sounds like that's the case with both private credit and crypto.
Okay, moving along. Look at this. We're playing the long game this is the CEO of Robinhood, crypto's second revolution. I think he's referring to real-world asset tokenization. Bitcoin News is putting this out. This is a recent article from the Motley Fool. They're over the target. Could XRP, Ripple, they have to add that, be the next Bitcoin? XRP's emerged as a popular alternative to mainstream cryptocurrency investments. Smart investors are taking a closer look at XRP's price and likelihood of it becoming an integral part of the payments networks in the future. Folks, you know how early we are. Dom is doubling down. Suddenly everyone's talking about $1,000 XRP, even the maxis. Interesting. And then CME puts this out, XRP Future Suite leveled up. July 18, 14,612 micro XRP contracts traded. Notional volume, 126 million. July 22nd, micro XRP open interest hit a record at 4,812 contracts. July 23rd, 4,765 XRP contracts traded. Notional volume, 775 million. July 24th, XRP open interest hit record, 4,766 contracts, 788 million. Regulated, resilient, ready for what's next. It's coming, folks. And so listen to this.
In town. I thought that there was a couple releases over the past couple days that were, again, showed a much more lenient pro-crypto SEC.
Yeah, I mean, we were worried there for a minute. Yago and I had Matt Hogan on last Thursday, and that was the day that they rejected or indefinitely paused the Crypto 10. I think people were starting to worry a little bit about the SEC, but it seems like maybe they're just waiting to get their guidance for ETF approvals in general together before they start sweeping, doing individual ones, and we're probably going to get just this major sweep. Well, I mean, once they have that guidance, and if you follow these rules, you're approved, right?
Yeah. Did you see the guidance came out yesterday? Pretty much.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and just I don't know if people have caught that, but that was, in fact, almost bigger news than the options. Basically, if the coin has futures connected to it that trade on Coinbase derivatives
for 6 months,
you can be ETF-able. So all the usual suspects are in. There's about 15 coins, I think, that will be approved based on that guidance. So look for September, October, about 10 new coins coming out with ETF packaging in a spot product.
XRP, folks. Trump posts Truth Social. Look at this. Jerome Too Late Powell has done it again. He's too late and actually too angry, too stupid, and too political to have the job of Fed chair. He's costing our country trillions of dollars. In addition to one of the most incompetent or corrupt renovations of buildings in history of construction. Put another way, Too Late is a total loser, and our country is paying the price. And then here's a congressman talking about him.
Balance sheet now under Jay Powell is over $1 trillion less than what liabilities are. Because of this paying $186 billion, we had $77 billion of losses last year. We got this office building, which you can't understand, it costs so much. There's no independent inspector general. So it's just this whole process that what's happened is under Jay Powell, it just doesn't work. There's 23,000 people there. What are they doing? Why he's trying to control the interest rates for, the short term, long term, everything with the balance sheet. It makes no sense. And they're losing money. Never before were they losing money like this. They should be sending money back to the treasuries. That's what they always did before. So it's just been a disaster. But paying interest to the banks so they don't lend money out to small businesses around the country is wrong. Balance sheet now under Jay Powell.
There you go. And then here's the Treasury Secretary.
2 seats opening up. Governor Kugler will be leaving in, I can't remember whether January, February Chair Powell in May. So there will be 2 seats opening up. I'm putting together a list for President, Chief of Staff to review. We'll be interviewing people. So
anyway, they're going to replace this Fed chair if he doesn't do what it's supposed to do. This is from the Global Blockchain Business Council Proposed Risk Mitigation Framework for Non-Financial Risks of Blockchain Infrastructures. Their core industry leading working group contributors. There's Ripple. And then we've got, here's the I wanted to point out to you, DTCC's right there, Ripple's right there. And then we've got to show you this from the DTCC. You can smell it coming.
Yeah, this is the beginning of something extraordinary. When you can do a high fidelity collateral process, so the smart contracts actually encode the entire process, the full life cycle of collateral as an object, which then through composability can be embedded into other objects like a repo transaction, which is again a repo is a form of lending. It can be embedded into other lending processes, whether it's trade finance, as an example, or even a mortgage loan. You can take the collateral component. In the case of a mortgage loan, it would be the title to the house, and manage that entire process and embed it in a larger financial process through the power of smart contracts. Each one can be a smart contract. So we're looking at repo, securities lending, margin accounts, clearing operations, derivatives as the
You mean all the money?
next step in this big experiment where we are able to automate so many aspects of institutional finance, starting with this basic building block.
All right, we're going to talk corruption in the DAIXRP.com, the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click the join button below any of these YouTube videos, or you can click the subscribe button on X. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Let me show you how crypto relates to all this corruption. Here we go.